Seems like the harder I try to not make a mess, the more of a mess I make. So I just gave up. These are our last babies to transition to the outside, and man, the sun is really bright. And we're gonna have really good weather for the next several days. As you can see, I'm actually in shorts. And I think I might stick them in here in this coop at night with the other young chickens, and then go ahead and start integrating them because they're pretty much feathered out and I think they'll be fine. But with this warmer weather, I think it's a good time to start doing that. This is Cricket, and she kind of became my buddy out of the last batch of chickens. She's a salmon Faverol pullet, and the reason she got her name Cricket is because she would jump on top of all the other baby chickens. Alright, today I'm finally getting around to painting this trim. It wasn't holding us up from moving the chickens in, it was just the other things that we had to do first. But I'm gonna go ahead today and try to get as much of this done as possible because it is a really nice day. All of the trim is painted, and it actually can take me longer than I thought it was going to, but it's done. And I'm gonna go ahead while I'm at it, while I have my white paint out and my paintbrush is already dirty, and go ahead and paint this door for the chicken coop because it needs to be done anyway. I was gonna put it off and just do it later, but might as well go ahead and do it now before we put the door on and knock that out real quick because at this point we are so close to being able to get our chickens in here. And now I have a serious problem with always getting paint all over myself, but it seems like the harder I try to not make a mess, the more of a mess I make. So I just gave up. Fail.
It's gonna work great.
Oh yeah, that is gonna work good. I like the red. It's very farmhouse looking.
Is it?
Yeah.
The only thing is, it's gonna make a red streak probably.
Yeah, nothing we can do about it though.
But
red streak it is.
yeah, it's gotta pull it on the center point.
Looking good.
I like it, I like it. Let's see how this works.
Do you need me to hold
It's
something?
gonna be some high-tech shit.
High tech. It looks high tech. Chickens are gonna like it.
You think they'll appreciate it?
Mm-hmm. Except for Uni, he don't want to live in a chicken coop.
Live in the house?
He wants to live in the house.
Yeah. Those days are over.
Oh, that's what you think.
Stop in action.
Pretty good. Yesterday it got late and we kind of ran out of time. Basically all we have to do is move this fence that's over here and connect it with the chicken coop. We're just doing the trim around this window right here because it's at the top of where this little chicken door comes up, and it kind of acts as like a stop for where the door comes up. The big thing today is to get this fence moved, and we'll come back later and do the trim around the other 2 windows. Hey, Cricket! Over here at this corner side of our deck is where we're going to attach our gate, and then we're going to run our fence along here, and then it'll attach over there to the chicken coop, just to like the left side of that door, which will basically keep them off our deck, because right now they pretty much have free range on our deck. Even though we try to keep them off of it, they still manage to get on it. They're great chickens. They're like, we know you have a slack.
You mentioned this in previous videos. If I just drill this gate hinge, it's so hard to like keep it perfectly straight. Like you can eyeball this a little bit, you know, but then by the time you thread this all the way in there like that, it could be off a little bit. And there's nothing you can do to kind of correct that or fix that after. But this guy comes in handy, and I get this. Like I said, it's called drill block. It forces your drill to be straight into what you're drilling. What I do is basically get it started where I want it. What do you think about that? I wouldn't advise eating these with chips, by the way, Uni, because they're treated.
Hey, my chicken. You got chicken after chicken.
No, they're just convinced that somehow this means food. They're going in there.
Oh, I can't take it.
It's a chicken trap.
It's a chicken trap. The other ones were gonna do the same thing. Oh, here we go. Now we have 2.
If you want to catch wild chickens, that's what you do. Make a chicken trap.
That's how you catch a chicken. Well, we were hoping to get this whole fence up here and actually go ahead and move the chickens into the walk-in coop tonight, but with these shorter days and, you know, trying to do things around work, like I said before, it just wasn't possible this evening. And the sun is going down, as you can see. There's almost no sun left, and there's no point in trying to keep doing this now, because here in just a little bit we won't be able to see anything anyway. So unfortunately, these chickens are going to have to wait another day to move into the walk-in chicken coop. Although I don't think they're complaining too much right now that their fence is open and they have access over there. But that's the other thing too, is right now they have access to our garden where we have our hairy vetch cover crop planted, and it is up and sprouted, but it's still really tiny, and we don't want them over there eating a bunch of it. But hopefully they won't do too much damage this evening before we get to it tomorrow. All right, save it for another day.